Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today, an art journal tutorial. We're going to go step by step and we're going to keep it super simple, but lots of basic tips. So I am working in gel print journals. These are journals that I made using gel prints from my stash. And I'll link that video in the top right-hand corner in the iCard. So I'm flipping through and finding a color scheme that just appeals to me today. I don't have to think too hard. The colors are already down. Deep violet, dioxazine purple, and I'm going to add some bright aqua later as a contrasting color. Now, the gel prints don't quite fit the 8.5 by 11 pages. So I have this white border. But no worries, I'm just going to take the deep violet and the dioxazine purple that I know are in that gel print and add the color to the end. Remember, this is just the base color. We are going to add some stamping and stenciling on top, so you won't even know that I've added this border. I'm using a makeup sponge to apply it to the paper. These are makeup sponges that I got from the Dollar Tree. Really inexpensive, and they're perfect for applying paint on your page. The plastic sheet is a cutting board that I also got from Dollar Tree. It's great for putting in the pages and keeping the gunk off the other pages. So once I've added color and gotten rid of that white border, I'm going to make sure that this dries. I do dry in between every layer before I move on. This stencil is called X Trails and it's from the Crafter's Workshop. And I like the bold X's that are there. And I want to add some contrast to this page, so I'm using white acrylic paint. And again, I'm applying it with my makeup sponge. I'm thinking a swoop of these X's across the page might look nice and add some interesting detail to the background. I'm liking the boldness of this look, and I'm just going to keep building to get that kind of swoop through most of the page. And a little bit more over here to finish my swoop. I like the patterning that was on that gel print. Now I want to add a little bit of black, and I'm grabbed the script stamp and I'm going to brayer on some black acrylic paint and then stamp with it. I'm not really attempting to even be able to read the script. I just want some of this patterning and color in the background. Anytime I use acrylic paint with my stamps, I do take care to wash off the acrylic paint. I spray it with my Murphy's Oil soap blend and get all that acrylic paint off. This is shelf liner. And again, I'm using it as a mark making tool, brayering on black paint and stamping. This is giving a bit bolder black paint, black on the background than the script stamp. Building a background on an art journal page is all about developing those layers. We started with the layer with the gel print. We stenciled, added the second layer, stamped with the script stamp, third layer, and now stamping with the shelf liner. That's the fourth layer. Every time we add something to the top, it pushes back something that was already there. I'm thinking I might be done at this point, and I'm grabbing my angle brush and I'm edging the page just to see where I'm at. Just closes it in, frames it, makes it easier for me to judge and figure out the focal image. So here's where I decided I'm going to add a little more contrast. I'm going to use that bright aqua. Goes so well with those purples. And I'm just using this DIY stamp that I made from Fun Foam. I'll link that video too. I like how this bright aqua, being so opaque, really shows up against the purple and the white that's in the background already. So once dry, I'm moving to my focal point. I have this stamped image, but it's kind of got like a daffodil, but I cut off the part on the head and I cut out the collar. I don't want to go with the daffodil, but I just want the girl with the dress. So I'm tweaking it and making it my own. Once I've got that settled, I'm just going to use some fluid matte medium and glue my focal image down by putting a coat underneath and then on top. When you put the fluid matte medium on top, it just makes the surface non-porous, because I know I'm going to be painting this. I just want to prepare that raw paper a little bit. You want to make sure that all the colors underneath are completely dry before you add something to the top. While she's drying, I grab my Embrace Possibility sentiment pack. These are digital sentiment packs that you can purchase at NINNYSNAPKINS.com. There's a link in the description box. And I'm picking out a couple of them. This has too much white, so what I'm going to do is cut them apart to get rid of some of that white. Now, while I've done the word art, and you can keep it in that rectangular shape or cut it like this, you can also cut it apart any way that you want and make it your own. I chose to put the sentiment on this side where there's no white because I thought the white of that stenciling that we did would distract from the sentiment. So I'm playing around, figuring out exactly where I want it to go. And then I'm going to use the fluid matte medium to glue it down as well. And we're almost done. I told you this was super simple, but these are basic steps that you can do with any color scheme on any page. Different stamps, different stencils, different look. Just follow the steps and you'll get a beautiful page. So now I'm going to colorize the focal image, the stamped image. I'm just adding some gesso, blocking off some of those parts. Remember that were daffodils? I'm just getting rid of that. I don't want that. I'm just turning it more simply into a dress. So I'm just adding white gesso here. Now this is burnt sienna, and when you mix that with white gesso, you can get some flesh tone, and it's a perfect way and easy way to get a flesh tone. A little more burnt sienna and it's darker, a little more white and it's going to be lighter. I'm just using a round brush to just paint this focal image. And I decide I'm going to use the bright aqua and I'm going to paint the dress. And it ties in with the bright aqua that I stamped on the page as well. Little burnt sienna for the hair. You can use pit markers, you can use crayons, other markers if that's how you prefer to color in your focal images. I like using acrylic paint. I'm using my angle brush and I'm just using here, I believe, Prussian blue, but I do go back in and add a little bit of black and I'm just shading, adding those details back into the dress. I want my focal image to stand out from the background. Now I'm using brown and shading on the wherever you see the skin. Using my Posca pen, adding back in the eyes and outlining the sentiment. A little bit of doodling around the border. And I'm just adding some dots to the dress. A little bit of detail. Looks kind of cute. And to end it, I am just splattering with white paint. This is just plain Liquitex Basics that I have thinned with water. Once dry, now we have the finished page. Look at all those luscious layers. It was a quick, easy page. I hope you give these steps a try. Here are some close-ups of the finished page. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Until next time, go get creative.